Chatting, folks, welcome back to another Minus Monday and yet another Tuesday. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Was started recording yesterday. Had some things going on. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Right? Listen, if you're watching it, it's probably not even on the Monday. Like, let's be real. It's just a gimmick at this point more than a rule. So just stick with me. Stick with me. Maybe one day I'll sort it out. Maybe one day the schedule will be fully sorted. But until then, we have now. What a beautiful line. What a beautiful line right there. What a save. You look great today. Anyway, today's subject a little bit different compared to the usual, going on and trying to find a question or trying to find something to indulge on. I just thought I'd kind of tell you about one that I'm at just now. And today's topic is finding your identity. Finding who you want to be in life, I guess. Because again, 22 years old, feel like I'm going through a wee bit of a philosophical phase, and this is the output. This is the healthy outburst instead of, well, anything else. Because streaming's already an addiction, and I'm accepting that. Like the streaming side is fully an addiction that I'm just supporting. So this is the outburst now. This is the healthy return, and not giving myself any free time. That's also quite healthy. Anyway, I thought we'd talk about things about self-reflection and the fact of kind of trying to find who you want to be, find what it is that you like, try and find like your own being. I feel like just now especially, and seeing how many kind of the younger generation are coming through, and I feel like you can get kind of stuck. I feel like you can very much, when you're at school especially, I remember that you can get very caught up in the cliques of life and trying to impress your friends and do some things maybe that you don't really want to do, but you then get to stay in the friend group. I remember all of that so vividly. And it was actually because I was talking to my cousin, and my cousin was very much telling me about their experience with it. And I thought, oh, well, kind of cool way to go and discuss it more openly. I think it's important that you do things for the reason of you want to do them. If we'd look at last week's video, I was chatting about helping others and not taking that time for yourself. I feel like this is just a nice follow-up to that. So if you've not, go back and watch that one. Maybe you'll find some insight to then see where I'm coming from with this. Take the time to find the hobbies that you enjoy. Take the time to try new things. Like I've done everything sports-wise prior to, well, COVID really. Then after you hit college, you kind of feel like, oh, I don't really need to do sports anymore. Like, I don't need to maintain that. At least I didn't. But before, I was doing everything from MMA, I tried boxing, I tried basketball for a good while, rock climbing, mainly bouldering inside, which was its own thing. And let me just say, the only thing I've gained from all of that is terrible knees. Like, I am 6'3", my knees are goddamn awful. It is a concern how much between getting kicked, between jumping off the top part of bouldering and playing basketball, my knees are non-existent anymore. Might as well be. It's just as well I don't have a standing table yet, otherwise this could be a serious problem. But we're working in the right direction. And I had to go through all those things to find out I didn't like getting punched in the face. The one I remember, and it was quite good because this ties in, is my friend one day turned to me and said he wanted to take up boxing. I went, are you sure? He goes, yeah, I want to go and do it for the fitness side of it and just, feel like I'm actually getting a good outburst. I went, great, I'll take you. So we go down, and the gym, the head of the gym kind of recognises my guy that taught me everything, my trainer. I don't really know what the correct term is that you use anymore. But the guy that taught me everything in terms of MMA actually knew the boxing gym's trainer. So he was happy to let me spar that day, which, if you don't know, kind of scary. Now, my friend was adamant that, like, okay, my dad will take us. We're both young enough. He's like, my dad will take us. Like, we'll head down. He'll come pick us up afterwards because we'll be tired. I was like, cool, mate, as long as you're happy to go. He sees me sparring, and I get beat the living shit out of. I get absolutely demolished. It was 2 rounds worth because my ego kind of picked up after being beat up enough in the first one that you just go, okay, round 2, baby. And then, nearly went a lot worse for me. I got to the point that I got back in the car and I had a burst eyebrow and a cut in my nose or a cut in my lip, something like that. I can't remember now. But I was very badly beaten in a sparring match. which just doesn't happen. Like usually you'll get tagged up and you'll have a bit of fun with it. I was beaten up. And I remember getting in, my friend gets in the front seat of the car, and I just collapse in the back. And his dad just went, well, why are you not like that? Like, you must be really good. And he was like, no, I didn't even spar. Safe option. He had to go through that to find out that he didn't enjoy the sport. He enjoyed the fitness and the cardio side of it and the circuits that you do, but he hated the idea of actually fighting, which is great because he found out that he didn't want to do it, but he tried it, right? I know that was kind of a weird tangent, but I just felt like a nice anecdote to tell about, sometimes you have to figure these things out. I have now learned I don't like getting punched in the face. Who would have guessed? Not many people do. But I'm glad I tried it. I'm glad I learned that was the process that you had to go through. And like I say just about every week on this, I'm realising I found out I love streaming. I found out I love interaction. I love the kind of the social aspect of it between chatting to you guys and chatting to the chat when it's going on, and the collaboration that it brings on, the events, everything that comes with it, to the point where I'm planning on coming to my first TwitchCon this year. Hopefully Vegas. Hopefully I can get a ticket and we're all sorted. We'll be going, right? I can't wait. I genuinely can't wait. I'm a very extroverted person, and the idea of doing streams and feeling kind of cooped up in this one room, because if you couldn't tell, that is my bed right there. And the rest of the day, I'm here. It's not a lot of movement. So the idea that I get to go out in the world and then meet streamers that I've chatted to for the last, 4 months to I don't know, like 2 years now. The fact that is something that I can do is incredible to me. And I love that. I love every little bit of that. Maybe one day I'll hate it. But until now, I feel like I've found a job that I've loved. I've done hospitality work. I've done gig work. I've done DJing until 3 a.m. for 5 nights a week. And they all have things that I enjoy. I love learning to be a bartender. I loved that. I love learning how to make cocktails. I love that process and the kind of the class that has to come with it. And it's a nice place. And then realise that I hate the hours. I hate the rush that comes with it. I hate the kind of having to pick up everyone else's slack if something's going wrong. And then the same with DJing. It sounds like a really luxurious job. It sounds like it's a load of fun. And it is. Until you're doing 3 a.m. for 5 nights a week. And then realising you're maybe lacking the social aspect of going out at your weekends with your pals when they're all here. I know this is sounding really weird and really like, is he happy? Is he sad about his life? I'm in a great place. I'm just trying to pass on that sometimes you do something for so long and you just learn that maybe it wasn't for you. But the pinnacle of all that is taking the time to learn it. Taking the time to learn that. I'm now doing the streaming thing. And I realised that no matter, I used to think I was very financially based in my opinion of things. I thought, if I'm earning money, then that's my key to happiness. That's how everything is. The materialistic side of me then pushed in. And I realised very quickly, I don't really need it. It helps. It makes you feel comfortable. So don't feel like you need to, just be like, oh, you've heard this about it. Oh, well, no, he doesn't care. I'm just in a very privileged position in my life where I've worked prior to be able to try and do this full time. Now I'm learning that, as more time's passing, if the stream doesn't do well, I might be a little bothered for a couple of years and have to maybe take a break or do whatever. But I hope that little spark that I have that loves every bit of this, between YouTube, between recording, editing, and streaming, most importantly, I guess, never burns out. Maybe I'm burning both ends of the candles by doing this constantly, but I just love every aspect of this, and I feel like I've now found the thing that I enjoy. I found the thing that I want to work on for the next 10, 20 years. Who knows? I don't know. I'm kind of realising more that you don't really know when a YouTuber retires, which is really weird to me. Like PewDiePie is kind of the best example just now. I feel like he has, or he said that he has, and then I just see that there's other things going on with him. He's now, I think I saw he started a Twitch thing, which is 24/7. It's just constantly reruns of all his old stuff. Brilliant idea. I just, I don't know when that lifespan ends of I need to say to myself, if I haven't succeeded by then, do I need to stop? or just keep it running in the background. It's an interesting thing. Again, I know I'm 22. These seem like dilemmas for when I'm much, much later in my life. But I love this and don't intend on leaving it anytime soon. That's the truth of the matter. I just think that we're doing the right things and hopefully it's piecing it together. I think another quick bit I should really mention while doing this, like some quick tips. I know it's kind of been more anecdotal and more just me venting, but you know, if you're really trying to find yourself in these things, try new things, ask for help along the way. As I said, I love collaboration in terms of streaming just now. I've been trying actively to do that more. Reach out to people, ask for help, try and do more with that, you know. Don't compare yourself to anyone. Numbers will be up and down. We've chatted about that one before. Numbers will always be up or down no matter what it is that you're doing. Your mental will follow when you try and compare yourself. I know plenty of musicians that are going through that just now. If they see a band that's just had like an extra 1,000 follows, and for what? You know, like where does that span you in terms of, oh well, does the followers mean that I get better gig? No, it means nothing like that. It just means you're on your own path, you're doing your own thing, and always be open-minded. Always be open-minded to what it is that you're doing. Anyway, I feel like that's a nice sentiment, maybe, to where we are. But yeah, this one's just been more of a rabble. Hope you enjoyed, I guess. I don't know. Maybe we do more of these. Maybe we don't. Anyway, the form will still be in the description below. If you've liked it, like, sub, all the good stuff. Yeah, my name's Midas. Stay golden. See you next week. Bye-bye.